It all started on a barren piece of land overgrown with weeds. My uncle didn't rush to lay the foundation. Instead, he took the time to draw his dream with lime powder. The way he stretched the string and drove in the stakes showed his professionalism. Everything had to be symmetrical and precise down to the millimeter to create a perfect polygonal structure later on. This is an extremely important step to ensure that the foundation of a house will later be straight and the correct size as planned. This foundation preparation phase requires a lot of effort, but it is the soul that will ensure the house's stability later on. Digging each foundation pit by hand like this is the hardest work in the initial phase, but it brings a great sense of connection. The excavated soil was dumped right next to each hole, along with the large stones that had been set aside. This helped to keep the ground level neat, and the stones could be used for foundation filling later. Laying a layer of crushed stone at the bottom of the pit before pouring concrete or placing pillars is extremely important. It helps create a flat surface, increases load-bearing capacity, and, most importantly, prevents subsidence and ensures good drainage for the foundation. The hole appears to be dug quite deep, with very neat sides, suggesting that the soil in this area has a relatively stable structure. With over a dozen foundation pits as seen, mixing by hand would be extremely strenuous. Concrete mixed by machine will be more uniform, resulting in a much stronger and more durable foundation. After mixing, the concrete will be poured into the well-compacted foundation pits, then binamsisihan. The newly poured concrete covered the previously laid crushed stone, forming a solid base. Insert a steel rebar into the center of the pit. This will help connect the foundation base to the foundation column above, helping the structure withstand external forces such as strong winds or vibrations more effectively. Just looking at those boots covered in mud and concrete is enough to understand how hard this job is. But these are the most important foundation laying steps for the entire journey. This helps create a perfectly flat base, which is extremely important so that when you place foundation pillars or formwork on top, they won't tilt or warp. Using precast concrete blocks with grooves usually for supporting rafters or wooden columns makes the structure both sturdy and professional. The foundation stone blocks are placed on top of the still wet concrete, allowing them to naturally bond and secure their position as the concrete hardens. When these foundation blocks are perfectly aligned and level, erecting the house frame later will be much easier. Securely lock the stone in place. Ensure the block of stone does not shift while you install the heavy wooden frame sections on top. This project is being carried out to extremely high standards. From the first circles of lime powder to these sturdy concrete pillars, it has been a journey of tireless labor. A stubborn underwater rock. This rock appears to be quite large and lies deep underground. Binamsisihan. Use a drill to bore into the rock. This creates a solid anchor point to directly insert reinforcing steel into the rock, making the rock an integral part of the foundation system. This is a prime example of the proactiveness and problem-solving abilities of a craftsman. Sometimes unexpected difficulties lead to more creative and solid solutions. Each foundation pit was lined with crushed stone and compacted tightly with homemade wooden mallets. Steel bars were driven deep and firmly embedded in the concrete to ensure that even strong winds and storms could not shake them. Aligning each foundation stone block is a test of patience. A centimeter off at this step will be disastrous at the next. Using a spirit level. This is a classic but extremely accurate method to ensure all foundation posts are at the same height on a horizontal plane. Even a small deviation, a few millimeters at this step can cause the floor to tilt or the wooden frame to warp later. Mark the water level on the sides of the paper formwork too. This helps you accurately determine the stopping point when pouring concrete or the placement of adjustment pads. Using this type of mold is very clever and offers many benefits, creating smooth, beautiful concrete pillars. After the concrete dries and you peel off the paper backing, the foundation pillars will be very smooth, uniform, and professional looking. Precise elevation. This allows you to easily adjust and ensure all foundation posts are at the same height on a horizontal plane, even if the ground is slightly uneven. Strong connection. The formwork is placed around the steel bars that have been previously embedded in the stone. Concrete base, ensuring the concrete will cast tightly, creating an extremely strong load-bearing structure. This curved plank is part of a roof or floor truss system that connects the foundation posts arranged in an arc shape. It suggests the gazebo will have soft and unique lines, not just square blocks of wood. Carpentry requires a very high degree of precision to perfectly fit into the main frame. The level of professionalism is taken a step further with the introduction for Ryobi sliding table saw. The cuts are clean and precise. He also uses a Makita drill to assemble plywood and OSB panels, creating incredibly sturdy and accurate box structures. Each screw is tightened evenly, demonstrating the meticulousness of a craftsman who values quality over quantity. Finally, he screwed a beautifully grained wooden plank onto the pre-built box structure. Watching him focus on each screw, it's clear this is the stage where the interior beauty of the hut is finalized. Not just focusing on the small details, he's working on a large, smoothly curved wooden board with a handheld milling machine. Watching him intently, wearing a mask, reveals his meticulous attention to detail in rounding the edges to ensure every joint fits perfectly. At his workbench, he was adjusting and inspecting a series of evenly cut, right-angled triangular blocks of wood. These were undoubtedly crucial components for reinforcing the frame or supporting the protruding roof of the shack. Back with his familiar Makita drill, he's busy screwing in the plywood panels to the underlying frame. This technique creates highly rigid box structures while maintaining a lightweight construction, precision down to the millimeter. Every step, from cutting the rafters with a sliding table saw to milling the curves, is carried out with the support of specialized machinery, showing that this is not just a temporary shack but a true work of architecture. After the beams were fabricated in the workshop, my uncle brought them to the foundation site. There, he once again used a spirit level to check the absolute flatness between the vertical columns and the concrete pillars. This meticulousness ensured that the floor would never be uneven later on. And here's the most explosive moment. The old man started connecting the horizontal beams together to form a polygonal frame surrounding the sonotube pillars. With his tool bag slung over his shoulder, he knelt on the beam, holding a Makita drill to tighten the long screw securing the joints. Viewed from above, The wooden frame appeared incredibly sharp and sturdy, perfectly fitting each foundation pillar he had poured. Step by step, the shaft, initially constructed from blueprints and scattered pieces of wood, began to take shape. The combination of the intricately curved details crafted in the workshop and this polygonal frame promises an extremely unique architectural design. Reviewing this far, I'm truly impressed by how he single-handedly erected such a large frame system in the middle of the lawn. The beams neatly positioned on the sonotube supports are a truly satisfying sight. From the curved planks that he painstakingly milled and beveled in the workshop, they have now found their place. Combined with the polygonal frame, the hut begins to reveal a unique, softer, polygonal cylindrical design compared to typical square houses. A sturdy wall frame, the craftsman began erecting the vertical columns and wooden frame for the house walls. Each wooden beam was spaced precisely to ensure optimal load-bearing capacity. Professional OSB wall cladding. Instead of using regular plywood, he uses oriented strand board OSB for wall cladding. This material not only provides a rustic aesthetic but also offers high durability and good moisture resistance for outdoor constructions. This is the most interesting part. Instead of using plain black tarpaulin, he covered the entire hut with a black waterproof membrane featuring a striking 5-petal flower pattern. This membrane acts like a high-quality raincoat, preventing water from seeping into the wood underneath while still allowing moisture to escape. I'm so curious, is this floral patterned membrane the final finishing layer, or will he add another layer of wood or other material on top? And how does he plan to handle the rounded roof peak to ensure the best drainage? Standing above, he was carefully laying each wooden plank onto the roof frame. The planks were cut at an angle into a trapezoidal shape so that when fitted together they would snugly conform to the curvature of the roof. Looking back at the whole process, from using a spirit level to adjust the foundation, meticulously milling each curve, to standing on top of the structure as I am now, one can truly appreciate the perseverance of this carpenter uncle. From an empty plot of land with scattered sonotube pipes, there is now a sturdy circular hut with a domed roof. The way he handled that fan-shaped roof really requires very high carpentry skills. Giving the roof a warm coat. Back at the scene on the roof, once the fan-shaped frame was in place, the uncle began a crucial step, laying the insulation layer. Right beneath the insulation, the floral pattern waterproofing membrane continues to effectively protect the partition wall. The combination of unique aesthetics and practical functionality is gradually leading the project to a brilliant conclusion. Using a Makita 18-volt drill, the craftsman assembles OSB and plywood to create hollow yet extremely sturdy box structures. The beautifully wood-grained boards are then bolted securely onto the frame, completing the flooring or furniture base with absolute precision. Returning to the roof, after laying the pristine white fiberglass insulation, the uncle began the process of installing the outer protective wooden cladding. This is a really interesting new segment. In the storage space, the uncle is meticulously cutting and gluing a layer of gray felt, synthetic fiber material onto the wooden boards. Adding this extra layer of material shows that he not only wanted the hut to be durable, but also comfortable. This lining will help absorb sound, reduce noise when walking on the floor, and enhance the insulation of the interior space. At this point in my review, I'm truly overwhelmed by the enormous amount of work my uncle did himself. From laying the foundation steel to applying each layer of soundproofing felt, everything reflects the dedication of a true craftsman. This journey seems to be 90% complete, doesn't it? The interior space, after installing the felt lining and these box structures, will surely be very luxurious and cozy. Against a backdrop of black walls adorned with unique floral patterns, the square windows have been fitted with sturdy frames. The choice of dark blue frames not only creates an aesthetic focal point but also gives the overall wooden gazebo a modern and robust feel. This insulation layer, combined with the outer waterproof membrane, will transform the hut into a weather-resistant space, impervious to both the sweltering heat and the bone-chilling cold of the mountains. From the inside, two wooden-framed windows have been installed, bringing abundant natural light into the room. These windows not only help to alleviate the stuffiness of the space, but also serve as a wonderful aesthetic focal point against the rustic wooden wall. After applying a layer of pink insulation to the entire wall system, the craftsman began the process of installing decorative OSB panels inside. He diligently knelt on the floor, using a drill to screw and fasten each panel to the frame. This paneling not only protects the insulation, but also creates a warm and inviting interior surface, reflecting the distinctive style of a wooden house. The restroom area is cleverly positioned right next to a window fitted with glass. This design helps keep the space dry, well ventilated, and takes advantage of natural light from outside. Looking at the bathroom frame taking shape, we see the meticulous preparation involved, from milling the curved panels in the workshop to laying the insulation on the walls. Every detail is gradually being connected to create a perfect living space. The shack is truly fully equipped like a mini apartment. The fact that my uncle personally built the partitions shows his diverse construction skills. From the exterior to the interior layout, everything is done very systematically. The uncle's journey of building a dream home is gradually nearing completion with the most important interior amenities. After separating the space for the bathroom, the craftsman continued to build the kitchen area, transforming the shack into a fully functional living space. My uncle finished the kitchen frame with light color wood and installed a double sink made of shiny stainless steel. The choice of a double sink shows that he pays close attention to convenience in daily cooking and cleaning. The wooden beams are precisely positioned to provide the most stable support for the entire countertop and sink. On the wooden countertop, constructed from light-colored planks, my uncle installed a built-in 2-burner gas hob from Takara Standard. The glossy black glass surface is not only easy to clean, but also creates a luxurious look, contrasting with the rustic OSB wall behind it. To ensure the kitchen is complete and clean, my uncle is personally installing a range hood. The ventilation system is carefully routed through the OSB wood walls to expel hot air and food odors. This range hood is positioned directly above the previously installed Takara Standard built-in gas hob, creating a professional kitchen appliance cluster. Looking back, every small detail, from milling the curved boards in the workshop to assembling the wooden box structure, was geared towards a perfect fit for this circular space. Furniture items like the slanted pedestals were securely bolted to the walls, with the toilet frame completed and decorative OS panels installed over the pink insulation. The interior of the gazebo now clearly defines its functional areas, from a resting area bathed in sunlight through the window to a modern cooking area. To ensure the kitchen and bathroom work smoothly, my uncle had to crawl under the floorboards to install the drainage system. He used thick, gray PVC pipes, connected with T-connectors and secured with sturdy iron clamps to the wooden beams. Inside the OSB partition, a modern white toilet has been fully installed on the wooden floor. The space, though compact, is meticulously designed, making the most of the curved area of the gazebo. To save space and create a cohesive look, my uncle used light-colored wooden doors for the bathroom and toilet area. These doors have a simple design with sturdy horizontal slats, giving them a rustic and sophisticated appearance. Overall, this area is divided into two separate compartments, increasing user convenience. The use of OSB boards cladding the wooden frame creates a unique interior box within the roundhouse. Right next to the bathroom is the kitchen area with the plumbing already connected. The previously installed windows now serve their purpose, keeping the entire interior space dry and airy. Outside, my uncle is stretching a layer of metal mesh over a floral patterned waterproofing membrane. This is probably the preparatory step before he applies the final plaster or decorative cladding to the curved wall surface. After applying the floral patterned waterproofing membrane, my uncle is now stretching and securing a layer of metal mesh around the entire curved wall. This mesh acts as a backbone to hold the outer finishing material in place. The latest images show that the worker has begun applying the first layer of mortar to the metal mesh surface. With buckets of mortar already prepared, the worker diligently applies it in sections, gradually covering the waterproofing membrane to create a sturdy and aesthetically pleasing appearance for the house. The hut is not only aesthetically pleasing, but also boasts meticulous attention to drainage infrastructure and the protective capabilities of its exterior shell. The metal mesh system and plaster layer are a very smart move to ensure the durability of the curved wall against all weather conditions. The journey to complete my uncle's shack has entered a spectacular transformation phase, from reinforcing the protective shell to equipping it with the most modern amenities inside. My uncle's meticulousness is evident in how he handled each layer of material to ensure the structure was durable and cozy. Finally, the uncle meticulously mixed the materials and used a trowel to apply the sandy yellow finish. His skillful troweling technique created a naturally rough wall surface, giving the house a classic and durable look. With the hut completely covered in a layer of golden sand, the uncle proceeded to dig a hole, pouring crushed stone, and plant iron stakes in front of the main door. During this phase, he began installing the wooden frame for the front yard entrance. The carpenter used large pine planks, securely fastening them to the stone foundation to create a sturdy patio floor, intended as an ideal relaxation space leading directly to the front door. The final step for the exterior, my uncle installed a sturdy plywood porch deck on stone pillars. The latest photos show him applying a protective coat of reddish-brown paint to the porch and steps, creating an elegant and clean entrance. The newly completed wooden porch is the final piece that makes the roundhouse perfect. From the initial rough wooden planks, through the meticulous hands of my uncle, the shack has been transformed into a true home. Despite its classic exterior, the interior boasts incredible comfort and convenience. This roundhouse is not just a construction project, but a testament to the self-reliance and love of beauty of a skilled craftsman. Stepping up the wooden steps and opening the door, a cozy space awaits, filled with the scent of fresh wood and the crackling of a fire in the fireplace. Congratulations to Uncle on completing his own masterpiece.